John Cena cuts a short promo after Money in the Bank goes off the air. Former champion wants to join Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. And Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and others react to Big E becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. Hello everyone, Jose G here bringing you today's top stories in today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. To stay up to date with all of our content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. John Cena cuts a short promo after Money in the Bank goes off the air. John Cena is finally back in WWE after a long hiatus. The WWE veteran last wrestled at WrestleMania 36 in a losing effort against Bray Wyatt. Cena made his big return last night at Money in the Bank event, following Roman Reigns' Universal title win over WWE Hall of Famer Edge. John Cena and Roman Reigns are seemingly going to collide at SummerSlam 2021 in the big rematch from No Mercy 2017, and fans can't wait to see the same. Last night, John Cena had something to say to the WWE Universe after Money in the Bank went off the air. The 16-time world champion cut a promo that the world didn't get to see on their TV sets. John Cena joked about the positive reaction he received from the crowd after getting booed out of arenas for years on end. He assured fans that this isn't a one-night-only thing, but it's the first night. Cena ended his promo by thanking the WWE superstars in the back for putting their bodies on the line and proceeded to thank the fans as well. The insane reaction that John Cena's WWE return garnered last night proves that he is still a major draw and a big name in the pro wrestling world. Cena took a hiatus following his WrestleMania 36 loss to Bray Wyatt, and fans had been wondering whether they would ever get to see him in a WWE ring again. John Cena had previously talked about his possible return to the squared circle and made it clear that he isn't done with wrestling in the least. Former women's champion targets Seth Rollins. WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix officially despises Seth Rollins after what happened at Money in the Bank. Last night at Money in the Bank, the main event featured WWE Hall of Famer Edge taking on Universal Champion Roman Reigns with the latter's belt on the line. Seth Rollins interfered in the contest to make sure that Edge didn't win the belt and eventually succeeded in his quest. Rollins' interference led to Edge getting distracted and Reigns hitting him with a spear to win the match and retain his Universal title. Following the match, Seth Rollins came out again and snapped on Edge, after which he confronted Reigns and said that he should have been in the match. Rollins then kicked off a brawl with Edge, which ended with the former running away from the Rated R superstar. After Money in the Bank ended, WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix took to Twitter to post a tweet targeting Seth Rollins. Many fans in the comments were confused about Beth's tweet and were wondering whether it was directed towards Rollins or Reigns. It seems like Beth Phoenix is referring to Seth Rollins here, as he was the one who interfered in the Universal title match and prevented Edge from winning the belt. He also took out his frustrations on the fallen Edge after the WWE legend went through a grueling encounter with Reigns. Edge had returned to the ring earlier this year at the 2021 Royal Rumble event. He went on to win the whole thing by last eliminating Randy Orton and punched his ticket to the main event of WrestleMania 37. Edge failed to win the Universal title at the Show of Shows, and last night's story wasn't any different. As for Seth Rollins, he has a history with Edge, and this has been a dream match for WWE fans for a long time now. Rollins has talked about a possible matchup with Edge in the past, and it seems like the WWE Universe is finally going to witness this epic contest at SummerSlam. Roman Reigns addresses John Cena's return at Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns was victorious in the main event of Money in the Bank as he defeated Edge and forced the WWE Universe to acknowledge him once again. His victory was yet another example of the dominance Reigns has displayed over the majority of the SmackDown roster. However, the night didn't end for Reigns there, as he had a surprise waiting for him as the show was nearing its conclusion. One of Reigns' former rivals, John Cena, made an emphatic return to WWE and stole the limelight from the Tribal Chief. It looks like both men are set to collide at this year's SummerSlam with the Universal title on the line. Roman Reigns took to Twitter to address the C Nation leaders, returned and said that the two constants in WWE. He said that all the legends come back, and second, they will all acknowledge him at the end of the day. It looks like Roman Reigns isn't too bothered by the return of the 16-time world champion. It will be interesting to see if there are any heated interaction between the two in the next coming weeks. Roman Reigns' win over Edge at Money in the Bank means that the Bloodline now finds itself surrounded by championship gold. Earlier in the night, the Usos managed to beat the Mysterios and start their 7th reign as tag team champions. It'll be interesting to see if the Mysterios will join forces with John Cena to end the dominance of the Bloodline on SmackDown. Rey and Dominic Mysterio lost the titles in a controversial fashion and could go off after the Usos on this week's episode of SmackDown. Former champion wants to join Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Universal Champion Roman Reigns has been ruling the roster of SmackDown for over a year now. With Jey Uso and Paul Heyman along his side, the Tribal Chief defeated several top stars of the Blue brand. WWE first teased tensions between the family members when Jimmy returned, but the Usos are now aligned with Roman Reigns' vision. Last night on the kickoff show, WWE's Money in the Bank, the Usos defeated Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio to become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Later on in the show, the brothers met Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso acknowledged him as the head of the table and as the three hugged. Following the segment, Roman Reigns has posted a picture of the Bloodline. Reacting to the tweet, former NXT North American champion Bronson Reed teased wanting to join Roman Reigns' faction. He pointed out the team is missing the Intercontinental title before suggesting he could bring the gold to the faction. There have been reports recently of Bronson Reed moving up to the main roster from NXT. While it hasn't happened yet, can we see him debut on SmackDown and join hands with the Tribal Chief? With the Usos becoming the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, all 3 members of the Bloodline are now title holders. Ever since Roman Reigns changed his gimmick last year, the WWE Universe has wanted to see a heel version of the Bloodline hold all the gold on SmackDown and dominate the brand. After months of family drama, we might finally see that go down on the Blue brand in the next coming months. However, it remains to be seen how long can the trio stay on the same page, especially with reports of The Rock returning to WWE soon to feud with Roman Reigns, possibly even at Survivor Series later this year. Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and others react to Big E becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. Big E did it! After years and years of waiting for an opportunity to get a world title push, Big E has won this year's Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This guarantees him a shot at either world champions at any time or anywhere he wants within the next year. Earlier in the night, Nikki Ash had won the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. While the reaction from the fans to her winning was mixed, that was not the case with Big E. The WWE Universe is extremely delighted at Big E becoming Mr. Money in the Bank and is applauding WWE for finally giving him the push that he had deserved for so long. Following Big E's massive victory, several WWE superstars, fans, and other wrestling personalities reacted to the same on Twitter. Competing on Friday Night SmackDown, Big E winning the Money in the Bank contract should likely mean him cashing in on the Universal Championship currently held by Roman Reigns. However, there is a very good storyline reason for him to show up on Monday Night Raw and cash in on WWE Champion Bobby Lashley. Last night at Money in the Bank, Bobby Lashley defended his WWE title against Kofi Kingston. Lashley went on to destroy Kofi and won the match in a dominating manner. Following this, it won't be a bad idea for Big E to avenge his New Day brother by defeating Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. Big E cashing in on Bobby Lashley is also possible because WWE seems to be in no hurry to take the Universal Championship off Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief will likely hold on to this title until at least next year's WrestleMania, where he is rumored to face The Rock. Thanks for watching today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. For more news stories and exclusive content, be sure to follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.